Since layers offer so much flexibility in creating your artwork, it's a good idea to know how to add more layers, as well as how to get rid of layers that you no longer need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock these guys for now and show you that we have some ways to add layers in our document. First of all, we can go to this little menu here and choose New Layer. Of course, that's pretty much the slow way of doing it, but the benefit to doing this is you can go ahead and set some parameters. For example, you can name your layer. You can also give this layer a color, and you'll notice here that the layers have a color. And this is very helpful as well when you want to organize your elements in a like fashion. You might want all of your text layers to have a teal color and all the photographs to have a purple color, for example. This way you can look at a glance and know exactly what element you're working with. So since I'm going to call this more text, I'll try to choose that same color. So I think it's teal or something like that. And what I can also do is I can choose to lock this layer. Of course, I can do that here. I can show or hide that layer, have it set to print, set it preview, and I can also dim images. And we'll talk more about this section, the template and dim images, in the lesson called templates. For now, I'm going to click OK. And here is our new layer. What we can also do with this layer is, once again, we can move it around. So we can hide or show it. We can also rearrange it. We can lock it and do everything that we can do with any other layer that is default in your layers palette, which you'll always have one when you start a new document. What I can also do is go down here to this little icon, create new layer. And now a new layer is created for us. How cool is that? Now, what you can also do is you can Alt or Option click on that layer icon to get the same dialog box that we got when we went to the pop-up menu. So a little shortcut for you is to simply Alt or Option click on the Create New Layer icon, and then you can add your parameters as you'd like. What we can also do to rename our layer is simply go to where the word layer 4 or whatever name is here and click twice very slowly. This will open up the layer options and we can rename that layer here as well. If you want to delete a layer, simply click and drag it to the garbage can, or click on the layer and click on the garbage can and it will delete that layer. Of course, you can always get it back by going to the edit menu and choosing undo deletion. Likewise, you can press the Command or Control Z on the keyboard to do the same thing. So, adding and deleting layers can really help to manage your workflow. One thing about layers, though, in Illustrator is, unlike Photoshop, they're not going to really dramatically increase the file size because we're not dealing with pixels, unless, of course, you have a lot of images in your document. So you really don't have to get rid of layers if you really don't want to, especially if you're going to keep everything as text and vectors.